Welcome everyone to another YouTube video of Immortal Gates of Fire. I'm gonna be doing something really exciting today. I'm gonna be casting a 2v2 between Drago, JaKaTaK, the developer of Immortal, one of them, and Magicall and Tukatai. So let's see. Spawning in the top left, playing some Aru over here. It is gonna be Drago. Woo! And his ally here over Steel is gonna be JaKaTaK. Woo! Playing awesome as well. And here in the bottom right, it is gonna be Magicall. Woo! And his ally, Tukatai. Woo! So it seems like we're basically gonna have a mirror in between these two teams. Of course, it being Mala or Zoom, and over here, Mala or Zoom. We already see Tukatai going very aggressive into those expansions. He is already getting the Legion Hall a bit of it forward, and that's going to allow him to have a lot of hallowed ground over here. So what that means is that he's going to be able to defend, especially with the Centauri, because Centauri on hallowed ground, they gain a lot of range. They gain a ranged attack rather. So they do the same attack damage that they would do as if they were just melee, but they also do the damage range now in Hallowed Ground. A little bit confusing, and I must say the wording wasn't the best, but let's see over here. We see the Aru player going for a God Heart. This is the Aru expansion. And now we're going to start seeing both players are very interested in getting the Pyre. So we're going to see Magicall over here with his Masked Hunters working on that Pyre camp. And JaKaTaK already being done with his, gonna realize that there's a lot of Masked Hunters over there. You probably don't want to engage that. Yeah, JaKaTaK currently going really hard into the both Legion Halls and the Reliquary, which is gonna give him a lot of tech. He's gonna be able to produce those amazing units called the Magi. And what those do is that they can siege up and they can give you some hallowed ground, which is pretty nice for the benefits we already mentioned previously, you know, the Centauri gain range. Plus, they also heal a lot, and that's really cool. Like, healing is something you kind of like imagine is kind of cool, is good. But the way they heal is they basically throw a healing orb at the unit. The unit starts bursting healing, and that can save the life of your units in a very convincing fashion. We see Magicall already taking that fire camp, and he baits the units into another infuse, and we see that JaKaTaK is actually taking this fight really convincingly. He manages to run through the fire camp, and he's actually gonna clean most of Magicall's units. That's actually a surprising engagement right there. In the meantime, we see over here the blood bounce out of Drago. This is mental harass right here. All of the symbiotes have gone down, and now, okay, the masked hunters a little bit afraid to engage those. They could have probably cleaned them up. We see the Centauri from Tukatai now trying to clean them up as well, but we see that one of the blood bounce jumped. They used its mana to do that, so they can only do that a certain limited amount of times. Plus, they also gain mana from what I understand by attacking units. So you can do it more often the more damage that you get. And here we see again, in the middle, both teams just wanting to get that important resource that Pyre is. And we see the Bloodbounds going for another harass as we see kind of an engagement brewing in the middle. Two infuses. Both infuses are gonna, they don't stack, but they absolutely infuse everything. There's so much attack damage, attack speed over here, and we see they're probably gonna clean this up. Nice focus fire on that Magi. That's gonna eliminate all that hallowed ground. So these Centauri need to manually just go and whack him with the sword. No more fiery swords for them. These bloodbounds have been really annoying, and we see the engagements in the middle weren't really that bad for either team. They were pretty on point, on an equal exchange. And we see actually Tukatai, one of the uh, one of his major good skills is that he really likes to expand, and it's really on point. In this game, workers don't actually cost supplies, so you don't have to be too worried about getting too many bases and then not having enough space for your army to produce. And that's something really great because that allows you to create a lot of eco. And I mean, getting this base and upgrading it is kind of expensive. That's going to be 350 alloy for the base alone, and then another 400 alloy for expanding it. And we're gonna see a pillar actually. This is kind of unexpected because I would have loved to see the pillar a little bit more into the base. We see the red dye here from Magicall is gonna heal a lot of his units, and wow, he just tanks that pillar. Pillars, when they fall down, they do 300 damage, but if that damage is met, they won't survive. So they basically take the damage that they deal. So that's gonna mean no additional attack speed here by Team Ice, and Team Red is just Team Fire is just pushing into this base. There's so many production buildings over here for Drago, and that's gonna mean that a lot of his supply is gonna go down. He's gonna lose that Altar of the Worthy. He's also gonna lose this Amber Womb, but in the meantime, we see that Drag was actually here with the Blood Bounce. Probably did a lot of damage to these modes, but is this damage enough? He's gonna now start cleaning this up with the help of some Hallowers from his ally and his Masked Hunters. But that was a lot of damage taken by Drago, and I don't know. Oh, even more damage over here. Remember, this pillar actually gives you additional attack speed, so Drago thought that he could probably just continue the aggression, the pursuit, but that was not the case. That was expensive for Drago. And if we see back into the Team Fire's bases, this base is pretty much already upgraded to the max. It's probably just upgrading right now, finishing that upgrade. There's a third base for Magicall. No third base in sight for Drago. And that's so many Hallowers from Orange. Look at that damage. Absolutely wrecked those Masked Hunters. And yes, Hallowers, they don't shoot fast, but when they shoot, they do a lot of damage. Now Team Red quite far ahead, just making sure that they don't forgive any small detail. They're gonna continue taking Pyre in the center of the map. Now they're gonna probably take the Pyre Miners as well. And I'm wondering, do they actually know about this base? It doesn't seem like they know, which is quite unfortunate because there's a Bloodbound right there sitting in front of that base, so that could be a lot of dead modes. I'm pretty sure they Team Red is probably very happy that they don't know about that. And the start was looking pretty convincing for Team Ice, JaKaTaK and Drago, but all of a sudden it's turned around and now it seems like you know, even though these Bloodbounds are doing so much damage in the main base of Orange, Orange does have enough bases behind that to continue being able to produce a lot of army, a scary army at that. And these Bloodbounds are so good. He's just absolutely destroying the economy, but he needs to be careful. In the middle of the map, he's gonna start losing his Masked Hunters. And meantime, the Hallowers are just pushing here, already starting to work on that tower. Maybe that's not the best use of the Hallowers here, as the Hallowers actually also clean up Red's army, and all of a sudden Is Team Ice making the comeback of the year? What are we witnessing right now? This is a really good game of Immortal. You know, I didn't mention this, but JaKaTaK has been mining from this base for a long time. It's only been at 2 out of 2, but the extra income is, it's always a plus. And these Bloodbounds, they've been absolutely the most annoying units ever, just destroying all the alloy lines. This one isn't even done. It's gonna go into the main base, and there is a Fire Singer over here. That's gonna be the death of that Bloodbound. Ah, this is even more annoying. JaKaTaK just kind of almost sniffing this base, but he's gonna place down the Citadel and then just leave. Unsuspecting that there's so many bases here from Tukatai. Oh, we see here a Bloodwell from Drago. This is a pretty cool Aru specific Immortal spell, which basically heals your units slowly, and it also gives you some mana if you have some mana units. We also see it from Magicall over here. And oh my god, this is gonna be a super mega engagement as both infuses are thrown down. Basically everything dies except for these behemoths, and these behemoths are now gonna be annoying in the main base. And at the same time we see Magicall with a counter attack over here. Strangely enough, he didn't A-move, so those Masked Hunters are gonna be chilling now. But we see at the same time Tukatai trying to do some damage on the other side. He's gonna be met with both of the armies from Team Ice, and all of a sudden the Behemoth's doing a lot of damage in the main base. But you know, Tukatai just lost his entire army, and now can he defend this base? It doesn't seem like it. He's gonna start losing even more Hallowers. And yeah, there's a cancel on that base. There's a Behemoth over here though to save the day. Of course, Behemoth's pretty tanky now, and they do a lot of damage. And we see that's a Blood Rain. Enjoy, everyone. This beautiful effects right here from the Mala player. This is gonna be a health regeneration and mana regeneration as well. For what player it is, I have no idea. It seems like it's for Team Ice, which would make a lot of sense. Oh, but we see the Behemoths are starting to gain on a lot of numbers, and I can't wait to see Drago make some A-Rocks. We found out that you only need 3 A-Rocks for a Behemoth skill, so you know, you see that Behemoths actually stack up really well, so A-Rocks are definitely the answer for the Behemoths if you are Aru. We see Drago just trying his best to limit the amount of bases from Team Red. And I can't believe Tukatai is running away with these 2 bases being active. You know, probably they saw this base going down, and now they're kind of thinking they definitely have this in the back. You know, they're just 2 basing. Where's the third? There's no third for Tukatai, but that's wrong. There is a third, and there is even a fourth over here. Finally, these Behemoths are gonna start falling to these Sentinels. Of course, Behemoths don't actually shoot air. So that's gonna be the end of that harass, but not before the Acropolis goes down and a lot of the production from JaKaTaK. JaKaTaK now kind of being a little bit rough in here. I think this is a big mistake over here from JaKaTaK. I don't think he's ever upgraded this macro structure in his natural. Ay ay ay. You could really use additional income in this game, that's for sure. Drago finally gonna come over here and snipe this base, and all the symbiotes included. And we see an Empire Unbroken to defend this tower over here, so that's a really good play from our awesome player, being the defensive mastermind that he needs to be. Finally, this base is gonna be scouted from JaKaTaK, and he's gonna probably be like, oh my god, when did this base get placed down? He's gonna see how much aloe has been mined, and then he's gonna be scratching his head. How could we have not scouted this before? Look at the amount of healing over here. That's gonna be at least 7 Magi over there. And meanwhile, we see that Drago is trying his best to just kind of be annoying on the other side, but these behemoths are making it impossible for him to actually do further damage. Oh, I've never seen this base taken actually before. It's kind of cool to see. It's even a 4 out of 4 base. This one is a 4 out of 4 base. I would really need the 4 out of 4 at least on this one. It's not that expensive, 150 alloy. Ooh, this is kind of nice. He's getting the Dread Sisters over here, and that's a Blood Well, so that's gonna transfer the Blood Well's magic into the Dread Sisters. We see a massive engagement over here though. We should probably pay attention, and here we see the Magi actually healing everything. That's, you know, indirect damage that these Magi are contributing with. And we see a pillar from JaKaTaK, but is it gonna be enough to kind of out DPS this healing? We're gonna see as Drago is desperately trying to come back to defend from the behemoths and from these masked hunters. Oh, this is looking like a rough time here for Team Ice. There's not that many bases. Drago finally being able to place this one and this one, but there's not that much anti-air from our Team Ice. I would love to see um, some Aerox actually, but we see the Sentinels. Sentinels are gonna be enough if these Masked Hunters go down, which they haven't. And we see over here, there's bigger problems to fear, as the Hallowers and the Magi have finally broken JaKaTaK on the bottom base and now are planning to reunite with these behemoths. And GG is called from Team Ice. Magicall and Tukatai are gonna take the game for today. And that's also gonna be our YouTube video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment down below and maybe a like. You know, tell me what you would like to see further in these videos, and anything, any improvements I could do. You know, just leave them down below, and I'll be sure to read them and act on them. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.